Well, good morning. How's it going? How you doing? Hope you're having a good morning. I'm a little bit excited today. I am, I should be home this evening, late tonight. Probably about 8 or 9 p.m. I might be able to get there earlier, but I don't want to drive in rush hour traffic in Oklahoma City, so I'll probably, if I'm going to be getting there at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll probably set and take a 2-hour break somewhere. So, I am at the shipper right now. I just got here. It is 6:38 a.m. I got here at like 6:25, 6:30, somewhere in that area. And I checked in, and the overnight guy told me that the day shift people haven't shown up yet. And I said, well, I got a 7 a.m. appointment for a load going to McPherson, Kansas. And he said, yeah, they don't get here till like 8 a.m. I said, wow, okay. He said, sometimes they'll get here at like 7:30. I'm like, wow, that sucks. I said, they paid extra for me to take this load over to McPherson same day. I have to get it to McPherson before 5 p.m. They paid quite a bit extra on the load. The load's only going 3,000 miles, and they paid me $4,000. And he was like, wow. I was like, yeah, they paid $4,000 to make sure this load gets there before 5 p.m. So hopefully they get me loaded pretty quick. He said, yeah, I'll tell him as soon as he gets in. And you can go ahead and park in, the other door. They've only got 2 dock doors here. And he said that the guy that was parked in the other dock door hasn't checked in with him or anything. He just pulled up, popped his doors, and backed into a random dock. So, I guess this is a first come, first serve type place. They do have a sign out front that says, you know what, I'll get out and I'll show you. We'll show you the sign. Got the tandems slid to the rear and all the good stuff. So the sign over here says, slide tandems to rear, turn truck engine off, chalk trailer wheels. Well, I didn't see any chalk. And most of these places, the signs that they have up are for insurance reasons, and they usually don't give a shit about that stuff. Oh, I do see a chalk. Is that a chalk, or is that just a place to hold a chalk? You know, let me grab my gloves just in case. Just grab my right hand. Because that looks like a chalk hanging on the side of the building, doesn't it? Yep, it is. Alright, now we're all chalked up and everything. So tandems to the rear, chalked up, engine's off. Now I'm not going to promise them that I'm going to keep the engine off this whole damn time, because it's going to get hot today and my APU is not working properly. So I'm going to need to run some air conditioning. But we'll walk around outside and chat it up while we wait. I might be waiting an hour, hour and a half. I don't know how long. That's just until they show up. And then it might take them who knows how long to load it, 2 to 3 hours. It's 43,000 pounds of non-hazardous chemicals. I don't know what it is. I'm taking it from a Honeywell plant to a Honeywell plant. This is a Honeywell. They've got their own little private railroad, and it's a pretty decent sized facility. But they've only got 2 docks here at this particular shipping and receiving. But I ordered a ton of crap for when I get home. It should all be arriving between Wednesday and Friday this week. Oh my goodness, what all did I order? I'll make a video when I get home and I'll show you what I ordered, but let me just go through it here. I'm excited about all the crap I ordered. A bunch of it is not that exciting, it's just new clothes. It's basically the exact same shirt I'm wearing right now, except more of them. And the exact same shorts. Let me see if I can. The exact same shorts I'm wearing right now, except more of them. And new underwear. My current underwear are getting a little bit too religious on me. They're too holy for me. But so yeah, a bunch of what I ordered was clothes, and I'm not out here trying to impress anybody. When I find a t-shirt that fits, I pretty much just buy that one shirt. I have like, I don't know, 20 of these shirts now. Currently, right now at this moment, I have like 10 of them, and I just bought like 10 more. And then I've got like 6 or 7 pair of these shorts. I just bought like, I don't know how many more, 12. So yeah, I just buy. I look like I wear the same outfit all the time, and I kind of do, but it's different clothes. I buy the same clothes in bulk. So anyway, that's one thing I bought a bunch of, was clothes. I finally pulled the trigger on headlights. So my headlights, this one is actually not that bad, but there's hardly any light that comes out of this. I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's really scuffed up on the outside. And then there's also crap on the inside. And then there's that projector lens right there. That projector lens also has stuff on the inside and outside of it. So it's scuffed up and dirty. So it can be cleaned, but it also has to be like sanded down to get the scuffs out. But there's just like a lot of light is being blocked. There's not very much light coming out of there. This one's much worse. See how that one is, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but like, I have cleaned this so many times. A lot of this is on the inside. It like fogs up really bad on the inside, and then dirt accumulates on it. I don't know how easy it would be to take that thing apart, but what I plan on doing is I'm just going to replace the entire headlight assemblies, and I'm going to take the old ones, because the OEM ones are $1,000 a piece from buy them from the dealer. So I'm going to keep them as backups because they still work perfectly fine. It's just that they're filthy. So I'm going to take them home and take them apart, clean them, sand them down and stuff like that, and just keep them around as backups. The lights I ordered were $270 or $280 for a pair. Most of these headlight assemblies are like $300 to $350 a piece. So, but they're LEDs. Like they charge you a ridiculous amount of money because it's an LED. Oh my God. I don't really give a shit about LED turn signals. The only reason I want LEDs is because they're much brighter than halogen. So instead of buying $700 worth of headlight assemblies that are LED lights, I bought $280 worth of headlight assemblies, and then I bought LED light replacements. You can replace these H11 bulbs. I think it's H11 for the low beam and like H3 for the high beam. They make drop-in replacements that are LED. So you can change your current halogen lights over to LED just by buying LED bulbs. And they're about 3 times brighter. That's what they advertise. And they're a much brighter light. It's not just that they're higher lumen, it's that they're brighter. So there are two main specifications whenever you're looking at lighting. There's lumen, and then there's K value. I'm not a scientist or anything. I have a basic understanding of them, so forgive me if I say something incorrect. So the lumen is basically the brightness. So if you had two lights that were the exact same lumen, they would illuminate the same area. So let's say you had lights that were really high lumen that at night would light up all those trees. You could see all those trees. What is the K value? The K value is the brightness of the light. The higher the K, the more of a white light it is. The lower the K, the more of a soft white it is, or like yellowish. So if you had two lights that were the same lumen, illuminating the same area, a low K value would be like a dingy white or yellow soft white light. And yeah, you might be able to see the trees, but it would be kind of hard to make stuff out because it's kind of a dingy color. They would be illuminated, but it would be a shitty illumination. High K value makes it like crystal clear, like really white light, which the whiter the light is, the truer the color of whatever it is you're looking at is. Because if you have something that, if you're shining a yellow or a red light on this stuff, it's going to change the color of what you're looking at. Anyway, so I want something that is really high K value, and generally 6500 K is about as high as you get, and that'll give you like a pure white light. And I'm looking for something really high lumens. So I bought some LED replacement bulbs that are like 5,000 lumens or 6,000 lumens each, and they're 6500 K. And it's I bought a set, 2 high beams and 2 low beams, LED drop-in replacements, and they cost me like 70 bucks. And I'm going to keep all the old lights, all the old halogen high beam and low beams, as spares. I'll put them in a little Ziploc baggie and hide them away as spares, because I can still use halogen lights in these things. And you're not going to find LED replacements at truck stops. Maybe at Iowa 80, but not like your normal chain truck stops. They're not going to carry LED bulbs. I've looked. So that's one of the things I bought. Headlight assemblies and LED bulbs for them. I also have been having intermittent issues with some of my control panels in the truck. That control panel right there that controls the windows and the defrosters and the mirrors. And then also this control panel right here that controls the 4-way flashers, and then my headlights, and then the dash dim switch. I'm having intermittent issues. Sometimes whenever I try to roll my driver's side window down, it's unresponsive. And I have to sit there and press the button over and over again. And sometimes it can get scary. Like if I'm in a DOT inspection, they're like, all right, roll your window down. I'll be sitting there and I'll play dumb. Like I'm trying to roll the damn thing down and it's not rolling down. But it's never like not rolled down on me. Like sometimes it'll take it like 5 or 10 seconds before I can get the damn thing down. But it's intermittent. And then the 4-way flashers do the exact same thing. Sometimes it takes me 5 to 10 seconds of pressing on the button to get them to come on or to turn off. So I ordered replacements for both of those, and I think they were right at $30 a piece, $25 or $30 for each one. And they're just real easy drop-in replacements. You just pop that whole assembly out. There's one plug in the back of it. You plug it in and you pop the new one in. Real easy to replace, real cheap. So what else did I get? My truck gets insanely hot during the day whenever there's direct sunlight on it. And I'm trying to track down all of the reasons why the inside of my truck gets so ridiculously hot with direct sunlight. Obviously, it's the sun, but I don't know if it's all just from the windshield or the sun roof, or if there are other things. I do know that back here, do you see that little adjustable thing right there? That thing that's adjustable, where I can adjust the airflow going over the top of the trailer, those bolts that connect that thing go into a storage compartment at the in the top bunk. There's a storage compartment in there, and there's some bracket assemblies that I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are from that go in there. Well, during the day when there's direct sunlight on those things, it's like 2 heaters. It's like, oh my God, they put off so much heat. So right now I'm not tackling that issue because I haven't figured out a way to solve that issue. I've thought about maybe having it painted with some type of, I don't know, something, or maybe put some tape on it or something. The problem is it's going to be hard to find something to put on the outside here to block that heat transfer that's not going to come off over time. Because, I mean, it's high winds, rain, like it's going to be out in the elements. So if I put like some type of reflective tape on there, it's going to have to be like really expensive, like airplane tape, that 500-mile-per-hour tape or something, for it to stay on there for very long. So not messing with that right now. But what I did is I looked for a shade for the front windshield. Now I have curtains that I pull that I can cover the windows with, but there's still a lot of light that comes through the window, and it creates a greenhouse effect, and basically it's really, really hot on the other side of that shade, and that heat still gets in and transfers into the truck. So during the day when there's direct sunlight on that front windshield, it's like having a massive heater, and I think most of my heat is coming from there. So I looked for a really good sun shade for that front windshield and the side windows, and I couldn't find anything for trucks. I found a couple of them for cars, but not for trucks. I did find one for trucks, but it was for the small Peterbilt windshields, the little tiny fuckers. So what I ended up doing is I found a roll of aluminum insulation that's specifically made. It's the exact same material that they use to make those really nice sunshades that have like foam and then aluminum on both sides. It's the exact same material, but I'm going to be able to cut it to size, and I'm going to cut one out that'll cover the entire front windshield, and then I'm going to cut ones out for the side windshields or the side windows as well. I bought a big roll of it that should be big enough for me to do the front windshield and both windows. And on the front windshield, I think I'm going to use Velcro tape to get it to where it's like right up against the window. On the side windows, I can't do that because those are going to roll up and down, and if I put any kind of Velcro tape on there, then it's going to catch. So I might buy suction cups or something. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to search for some type of, maybe there's some kind of sticky substance that I can buy that'll just kind of like stick them to the window, or I'll do suction cups or something. What else did I get? Oh, Big Rig Product, the place where I get most of my work done on my APU and my truck. They are a bunch of dumbasses. And pretty much every time I put my truck in to get something done, this might be the guy that's going to load me. Let me pause this for a minute. Yeah, he's the loader person. So I let him know that I'm his 7 a.m. going to McPherson. So hopefully he'll start getting me loaded here pretty soon. If he comes out here and needs the pickup number, I'm gonna have to end the video because if I open up my mail to get that pickup number, I have to end the video. I can't minimize this app or anything and keep the video recording. So anyway, Big Rig product. Every time I put my truck in, they like 9 times out of 10, they don't fix what I pay them to fix. And not only do they not fix what I pay them to fix, they usually break something else. So I paid them to do something incredibly simple that I could easily do myself, but I was putting the truck in for other stuff, and I was like, you know what, it's only gonna take them a couple minutes to do that, and I won't have to bother with it, so I'll just pay them to install windshield washer nozzles, because my windshield washers were like clogged up, and they weren't spraying evenly. So I went out and bought new washer nozzles, paid them to replace the old ones. I'm pretty sure they didn't replace them. I don't think they could figure out how to get them off. They're real easy to remove, but you kind of have to know what you're doing, and there aren't instructions out there, because you have to like pop them open, and it's not intuitive. It looks like you're going to snap the things in half if you do it the way you have to do it. So I think that they tried and gave up and just didn't tell me that they didn't replace them, because they still are clogged up. They still look like the old ones, and they ripped the rubber hoses that are going to the washer nozzle. So now, not only does it not spray evenly across the windshield, so I still have the original problem, but now it also squirts out up and down the hose. They ripped it in like 2 different places. They're constantly breaking things, and they try to hide it. And whenever I discover it, then they try to charge me to fix it. And up to this point, I really haven't made a big deal out of it, because they give me pretty good rates on stuff. But man, like the amount of money that they're ending up costing me in the long run, it's not worth the low rates that they charge for labor. So anyway, I bought a replacement hose. I bought like 2.5 meters of windshield washer hose, and I'll just have to cut it to, you know, length. And I'm going to replace it myself. I'm not going to trust them to do it, because it's like really easy to replace. It would take me about 5 or 10 minutes to replace both of them. Well, it'll probably take me longer than that, because I'll take my time. I'm fat and slow. But what else did I get? Oh my goodness. Oh, I bought a couple of new pair of shoes. So anybody who doesn't know the situation, let me pop open my side compartment here. Whenever I left the house, I got stuck in the mud. The place that I pay to park, they expanded the size of the parking lot, and they put down a foundation, but they didn't finish it because it started raining. And they didn't put any kind of signs or markers up to let you know, construction area or anything like that. So I tried to do a U-turn in that little spot, and once I got onto it, I realized it was just mud, and I got stuck in it. So the very first day that I left the house, I got stuck in mud at the yard where I pay to park, and I was getting in and out of the truck, and I got the truck completely covered in mud, and my shoes were just absolutely covered in mud. So my shoes, I've tried to like slam them up against the ground and stuff and get all the mud off of them, but red clay, I don't know if you've ever dealt with red clay. Oh my God, it is like ridiculous. I did get in here and clean out the floorboard, and that took forever to get the floorboard as clean as it is right there. There's still tons of it. Like, I've driven through the rain. I've been in lots of rain, and there's still red clay all over my steps. That's how hard it is to get red clay off of something. Like, even on the outside of the truck that has been exposed to the elements, rain and wind and everything, there's still red clay all over everything. So, because of the shoe situation, I do have one other pair of shoes that I could wear, but they're boots. And I don't like wearing my boots. The only time I really bust out my boots is whenever I'm walking in snow or rain. Because they're Gore-Tex, they're waterproof boots. They're like a $150 pair of Under Armour Gore-Tex boots. So I only put those damn things on whenever I have to walk in snow or rain. I don't like wearing them. And aside from my flip-flops, that's the only shoes I have besides the ones that are just covered in mud. So in order to not have to deal with that situation next time I'm out in the truck, I bought 2 new pair of shoes. The other thing is, those pair of shoes I just showed you, the normal ones that I wear, those are the shoes that I wore to my office job. I've never purchased shoes specifically for trucking aside from flip-flops. My Gore-Tex boots, I just had those. And then the shoes I just showed you, those Hush Puppies or whatever they are, those are what I wore to work at my old job, my office job. So now I just bought 2 new pair of shoes specifically for trucking, and they're both like breathable shoes, because going like several days without showers and sitting there with shoes on for long periods of time with your feet sweating and everything, if you don't have breathable shoes where your feet sweat really bad, it gets really rank really quick. So that's the reason a lot of people wear flip-flops, is because your feet sweat so bad in regular shoes. So I bought some like mesh shoes that are steel-toed. They're like perfect for driving. They're actually advertised as being designed for like warehouse workers and stuff like that, but they're really breathable. They have they're basically made out of like a mesh material. They're really, really breathable. They look like normal shoes, but they're steel-toed. They said that they have a sole on them that's designed to, be resistant to nails and stuff like that, walking on things like that. So that's one pair of shoes I bought. They were like 30 or 40 bucks for those. And the other pair was also like 30 or 40 bucks. What the hell were they? I can't remember the details on them, but they were also very breathable shoes. So now I'm going to have a backup pair of shoes. What else did I buy? I told you all about the clothes. So clothes, 2 pair of shoes, the headlights, the LEDs, the washer nozzle, or the windshield washer hose, the material to create a sun visor and a window visor. What else? Oh, I got a new mattress. Okay, so the drama on the mattress. The original mattress that came with the truck, I'm pretty sure it was the one from the factory, is just like a 2-inch piece of foam. Like really cheap, flimsy foam. Not like thick foam, not dense foam. It's really non-dense foam. It's foam that's so thin that I could just take my fingers and squish it down to nothing. Thought I heard them locking me in. So the top bunk on the Volvo is not like your normal, they are locking me in now. It's not like your normal trucks like in my Kenworth. It was a really hard surface in the bunk. It was like a piece of plywood. So it was just like a really hard bottom, like laying on a piece of wood. And the mattress that they had in the Kenworth was like, I don't know, a 4 to 6 inch thick mattress. It was your standard truck mattress. The one that they put in the Volvo is a non-standard truck mattress. It's very, like, proprietary. And the reason they use such a thin piece of foam is because the top bunk is a canvas material underneath it. It's like laying on a hammock. Imagine a hammock that's like really, really, really tight, like pulled really tight. So it's a canvas material that's pulled extremely tight. It doesn't flex very much. So it's not like an ultra hard surface like a piece of wood, but it is, you know, a fairly inflexible surface. It's fairly hard. And then the foam, little tiny piece of foam padding is supposed to provide just a little bit of cushioning. But it doesn't really provide much of any cushioning. I was getting body aches sleeping up in the top bunk, and I was having a lot of issues sleeping. I was tired all the time. And I talked about this in previous videos before I bought this mattress. I was trying to figure out why in the hell I just felt like crap out on the road. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I just felt like sleeping all day long. And I tracked it down to that damn mattress. And yes, that is the cause of the problem, because ever since I replaced that mattress, I haven't had that issue. I've been sleeping real well. So the mattress I replaced it with is a hospital bed. It's like a hospital mattress. And it's covered in this vinyl cover that's not breathable. And I was having the issue that laying on that, you know, I have my sheets over top of it, but still laying on top of that vinyl, it would just cause me to sweat really bad. Any piece of skin that was touching the mattress would just sweat really bad. And I was really uncomfortable. I was tossing and turning all night because of it. And I just got sick and tired of it. And I pulled that vinyl off. I pulled the cover off. So now it's just a piece of foam up there. So he's loading me. He didn't come out and ask for the pickup number. Now it's just, you know, the foam up there. It's a 6-inch foam mattress. And I took the cover off of it. Now the foam is not going to last very long without the cover. It's slowly going to rip pieces off of it. But I had to do that to be able to sleep. So I ordered another mattress. I tried to order another cover, but I couldn't find one that would fit it that was breathable. And even the ones that I could find to fit it that weren't breathable were like $60, $70, $80 a piece. It was almost as much as the damn mattress. So I just ended up buying a completely new mattress that's about the same dimensions, but it has a cover on it that's not vinyl. It has a breathable cover on it. So that's another thing I ordered, is a new mattress. And is there anything else? Anything else I ordered? I can't think of anything. I am going to have to put the truck in the shop again. I need to double check the mileage and see if I'm due for a preventative maintenance. I don't think I am, because I haven't been driving very much over the last 2 or 3 months. And I got a PM done like right before I started with Landstar. And since I've been driving with Landstar, I've only done 3 loads for a total of... Well, no, it wasn't right before I started with Landstar. It was before I got a PM done. I think the last one I got done was right before I went out on the road with USA Truck. That last trip that I was out with USA Truck for like 3 weeks, I put a total of like 9,000 miles on the truck in that 3 weeks. And that was mainly in 2 weeks. I think I put 3,500 a week in the last 2 weeks. So it's probably less than 9,000 miles that I put on the truck back then. But since I've been with Landstar, I've only done 3 loads. Plus, you know, some deadheading, 600-mile deadhead to go pick up my first trailer. So my very first load, I did 600 deadhead miles to go pick the trailer up, and then I did 1,200 to deliver the load in South Dakota, and then I did 600 deadhead back to my house. So that's 2,400 miles I put on the truck on my very first load. And this is the second time that I've been out on the road. So this will be my fourth load. The one I'm picking up right now is my fourth load. How many miles have I done? I did 1,400, 1,400, and then 300. So that's 2,800, 3,100 loaded miles. I had a 200-mile deadhead in between my first and second load. So that's 3,300 miles. And then I had about a 340-mile deadhead to pick this load up. We'll round it up to 400 and say 3,700 miles. And then I'm going to have about 100 miles to get to my house after I deliver this load. So what are we up to? 3,800 plus the 3,800 plus, what was it, 2,800 on my first load? Is that right? So it's 12, 6 and 6, 12 and 12, 24. So 38 plus 24, what is that, 52? $38 plus 24. That's 5,000 plus. So it'll be 6,200. Yeah, 6,200 miles that I put on the truck since I've been leased to Landstar. And then I put about 9,000 on it with USA Truck after my last. So I've only got like 15,000 miles on the truck since the last PM. So I shouldn't need to do another PM for a while. I'll look at the exact mileage in my maintenance stuff and double check, but the numbers I'm running through my head right now are telling me I don't need to do a PM. So I just need to put the truck in to get the APU worked on. So what's wrong with the APU? Well, it's still leaking oil. Still leaking oil. I don't really know what to say about that. I've had it in the shop at Big Rig Product, at the dealer, and at a Love's. I've had it in the shop probably 10 to 15 times over oil leaks, and it is still leaking oil. That's not my major concern. I do want them to take a look at it again and see if they can find the source of the oil leak. They've replaced almost every part on the damn thing trying to fix the oil leak. But the main reason I need to put it in the shop right now is because something is seized. I have two symptoms to this problem. Number one is about 9 times out of 10 whenever I try to start the APU, it makes a whining noise and does not start. That one time that it does start, it doesn't make any weird noises. It just fires right up like there's nothing wrong. So it's not like it makes a whining noise and then something clicks over and then all of a sudden it fires up. No. It just fires up like normal. No weird noises. But 9 times out of 10, it'll just sit there and whine until it times out. Like something won't turn. And then the other symptom I have is that whenever it is running, it runs normally, no issues, like puts out power, no power issues at all. I can run the microwave off of it, directly off of the generator, because there's 2 forms of electricity that the APU produces. It has an alternator that's hooked up to the batteries, and it charges the batteries. And then I have an inverter that runs off of the batteries. So it's charging the batteries with an alternator. It also has a generator, and the generator provides power directly to outlets. There's like two outlets that I have that are hooked directly up to the APU generator. And then it also, the only other thing I know of that the generator supplies power to is the air conditioner. So the problem, the second issue, the second symptom of the problem is that whenever I turn the air conditioner on, it will turn on and turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, and I'll get under voltage errors. So what's happening is the air conditioner is turning on, and then it's reporting that there's not enough power, and it's turning the air conditioner back off. So the generator is not putting out the power that it's supposed to. And recently, I just had the capacitors and everything replaced. And both of these issues started at the exact same time. So I'm pretty sure they have the same root cause. What I'm hoping the problem is, and what I think the problem is either the starter or the alternator. Both of those are reasonably cheap. And when I say cheap, I'm talking a couple $100, $100 to $300. I don't know the exact price on each of them. The one thing that I don't think it is, and I'm really hoping that it's not, is the generator. The generator is really expensive. An OEM generator from the dealer is $2,000. An aftermarket generator is $1,200. I've heard that you can take these generators into a like an electric engine repair shop, and they can fix them. A common failure with the generators that are in these APUs is the bearings going out. I read online and on some forums about generators failing on these things, and that's where I got the idea of taking it to an electric shop. They said they took it to an electric motor shop, and the electric motor shop told them that the generator had really cheap Chinese like bearings in it, and that's what had failed. So they charged them, $100 or $200 to go in and replace the bearings with high quality stuff, and they replaced some other thing. I forgot what it was, but that sounds like really similar to what's happening to me, is that something is having a hard time turning. And the only things I can think of that are turning besides just the engine itself are the alternator, starter, and the generator. And all of those things turn off of the engine. So if any one of them is seized up, the engine's not going to be able to turn. It's not going to be able to start. Like if the generator is seized up, the alternator won't be able to turn. I'm not a mechanic, so my understanding of how it works may be wrong, but that's how I understand it to function. I know that the starter and the alternator and the fan all use the exact same belt. They all run off one belt. And then I have another belt on the other side of the engine that the generator runs off of. But I'm pretty sure that they're not completely independent. And I'm getting sweaty out here. I'm about to go start up the damn truck, turn the air conditioner on. It is humid as hell out here in Missouri. It's a lot of cloud cover, so it's not very hot, but it is really humid. So whenever I leave here, 28 miles away The closest CAT scale is like 17 miles away, but it's back where I was just at in Kingdom City. It's the opposite direction I need to be going. So 28 miles in the direction I need to go is the nearest CAT scale on my route. So once I get loaded here, I'm going to drive over and scale the load, and then drive and, you know, make the delivery. I shouldn't have any issues with an 8-hour break. I'll take a 30-minute break while I'm getting unloaded, and then I should be good to go to drive to my house. It's only like 100 miles to my house. I'm hoping I don't have any major interruptions that put me in a position where I can't make it home tonight. Yeah, I shouldn't. Like, the total mileage, it's I drove 20 miles from Kingdom City to here, 17 miles roughly. So 20 miles from Kingdom City to here, and then from here to my to McPherson, where I'm delivering, is 320-ish miles. So that's 340 miles. And then from McPherson to my house is roughly another 100 miles. So it's like 440 miles. Actually, I think it's longer than that. It's got to be longer than that. Because when I initially trip planned this, it was saying that it was going to be 513 miles from here to McPherson to my house. It was going to be a total of 513 miles. So maybe I'm underestimating how far it is from McPherson to Oklahoma City. Maybe it's quite a bit longer than 100 miles. Maybe it's more like 200 miles. But, I mean, that's still, we're talking about roughly 540 miles. And that should be really easy to do in a drive shift. 540 miles. So even if I have delays, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And I'm not going to do a whole bunch of crap right when I get home. I just want to relax. I do need to call Big Rig Product and schedule an appointment, because you have to book shit with them like a week out. So I'm going to try and schedule an appointment for Friday. As soon as I get off the phone here, well, maybe not as soon as I get off the phone here, because they don't open till like 8, and Sarah doesn't show up for work on time. So today, at some point, I'm going to try to book an appointment with Big Rig Product on Friday, because all of my stuff is supposed to be delivered by Wednesday. And I want to take all the stuff down there, and while they are working on the APU, I can work on other stuff in the truck. I can cut out the visor, the sun visor, and swap out the mattresses, and replace the hoses and stuff like that, because it's like 25 miles one way from my house to where I parked the truck. So it's like an hour round trip commute. I don't like driving back and forth, so I'll get as much accomplished whenever I go over there as I can. I don't want to make any more trips than I have to. So I want to wait until after Wednesday, when all the deliveries happen, go over there and get all that crap done. Oh yeah, I also need the headlights, because I'm going to pay them to install the headlights. So yeah, I'll schedule an appointment for Friday. And what else am I going to do when I get home? I don't have any other really big plans. What's really awesome is those new loads they have coming out of Oklahoma City, going to Jerome, Idaho. They have those coming out all the time now, like 2 to 3 times a week. So if I can't find anything else, I can get that $4 a mile load going to Jerome, Idaho, pretty much anytime I want to leave the house. It's like $3.97 a mile, and it's like 1,400 miles. All right, I need to end this video. They just finished loading me, so I'm gonna go and sign paperwork and shit. So I'll get this uploaded in a minute. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.